Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So for today's video, what I thought I'd do is basically do another Draw My Life video. Now it's been over 5 years since I last did one of these, so that's kind of crazy really. So this is going to basically be the story of my early 20s. So yeah, here we go. So starting off with 2015. So the last time I did a Draw My Life video was just before my 21st birthday. And for my 21st birthday, I went to Walt Disney World in Florida with my family, and it was such a magical time. As you can imagine, it is like the happiest place on earth. And even though you had all the Walt Disney World parks and Universal parks, we also managed to make our own fun as well. Like I set little challenges throughout the holiday, such as like airport bingo and a secret Mickey where we all bought each other presents. It was so much fun. During this time I also worked on my first voluntary film projects outside of YouTube for a local charity. And these projects included filming their participation in a local festival where they painted a clay elephant. And I also even did a Draw My Life video for this charity about my own experiences with the charity as well. And they both went very, very well and got great feedback from them. Now moving on to 2016, which is what I like to call the experimental era in my life so far. You'll see why in a minute. So at my part-time support work job at the time, I noticed that a lot of people I enjoyed working with were leaving. And to be honest, this made me quite sad and confused and, made me wonder if I should be doing the same thing as well. I did enjoy my job at the time, but I knew it's not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, so eventually I decided to leave as well. But I did have a lovely sending off. We had a picnic and a dance party and it was a lot of fun. Shortly after leaving my part-time job as a support worker, I ended up pursuing more voluntary film projects to get me more experience in my passion for filming. And these included beauty tutorials, stop motion, community fun days, and even filming a local half marathon. My friend Josh was also very interested in starting up his own YouTube channel as well, so I helped him with that as well. However, during this time I was having a lot of issues with my MacBook Pro. It kept on breaking down, which made me very stressed and upset. However, I did end up making a friend out of this experience and we're still close friends to this day, so silver lining I guess. Josh and I were also really enjoying making YouTube videos, so we decided to attend a YouTube convention in London called Summer in the City. And this was a lot of fun. We had a great time and we even made a couple of friends out of that experience as well. I also worked on a film project with Fixers UK, who were a charity who use young people's stories to help other young people going through similar issues. My project was about not being afraid to ask for help and open up to people, and the project went really, really well. And this project even had a couple of articles written about it in local newspapers, which was amazing! I started a new part-time support work job shortly after this. It was quite similar to my previous support work job, and I was working with quite similar people, young adults with special needs. However, this did focus a lot more on helping young adults with special needs learn about supported living and household skills. Okay, moving on to 2017, which is what I like to call the year of adventure. And the reason this was the year of adventure was because my dad and I did a lot of travelling together. We went to Iceland, we went to Disneyland Paris to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, and we also went to Mallorca for a family holiday. All great times. Josh and I returned to Summer in the City, and even though we had a great time the year before, this year was so much better. We ended up getting to know the friends that we made at Summer in the City the previous year a lot better, and there was just so much more at the event. However, I was finding my support worker job quite stressful during this time. I felt quite out of my depth and unfulfilled. The company did look into making my role permanently an admin one, so where I was doing more photography and filming work. However, unfortunately, this company couldn't switch me to an admin role, and thus my temporary contract with them unfortunately ended. And this left me unemployed, stressed and poor going into 2018, which wasn't great. However, whilst I was looking for work, I actually worked on my first few paid video commissions, and these were for a music-based charity. And these commissions included some lyric videos, a video of a Christmas party, and a video of a conference they were part of. And these commissions gave me a taste of what it would be like to work as a videographer for a living. And this was like a really exciting idea to me. Even though I did enjoy working on these video commissions, I wasn't really earning enough to really financially support me, so I was really stressed about finding a job that could. I eventually got a job working at a cinema, and even though there were a few perks to the job, such as seeing movies for free, I found the job quite stressful. Looking back, I don't think I ever properly fit in or settled into that job, and I was actually quite unhappy working there as well. However, during this time, I signed up to the Prince's Trust Business Enterprise Programme, where they help you learn the business skills you need to basically set up and run your own business. So through the Prince's Trust, I was able to set up my own videography business, RS Robstar Videography. This was super exciting, and it made me realise that my dream of becoming a professional videographer for a living could be a reality one day. So after about 6 months of hard work, my videography business was starting to take off. So I ended up leaving my cinema job. Freedom! This felt incredible, and this meant I could actually afford this year to get my friends and family Christmas presents, so I just felt so happy at this point. I didn't do quite as much travelling this year, but me, my dad and my sister did go to Disneyland Paris again, and this time we ended up getting to stay at the Disneyland Hotel, which is probably the best hotel I've ever been in. So moving on to 2019, which is probably the best year of my life so far, and you'll see why now. So I was able to broaden my videography experience on my videography network, which felt amazing. And I did work on several exciting commissions this year, including my first paid wedding video. However, the start of this year was very confusing for me because I developed my first proper crush. And this first proper crush was actually on a guy. And this made me quite confused about my sexuality. So after doing quite a lot of thinking, quite a lot of research, I came to the realisation that I was actually pansexual. I started talking to my close friends and immediate family about this, and luckily they were all really supportive, even if my dad did have some concerns at first. I also really got into musical theatre this year, and went on several theatre trips, some with my sister and some with a new friend I made, Kieran, who lives in Ireland. Speaking of Kieran, I actually ended up visiting him in Ireland a couple of times this year as well. One of these times was for his birthday. This was actually quite exciting because I've never actually been to Ireland before, but Kieran was happy to show me around. By the way, they have an amazing Disney store. I was also able to stay on the cruise ship my sister works on for the first time this year as well. We only sailed around the UK and Ireland, but it was still a really fun time. I was gutted I missed out on Summer in the City the year before, so I made sure that me and Josh went back to Summer in the City this year. And it was lovely to catch up with my friends that I made at Summer in the City, such as Kaylee and Harry, and also even Kieran was there as well. So it was kind of nice to catch up with him as well. However, this year did not come without its struggles. My mum had a really nasty fall and fractured her spine, meaning that she couldn't go back to work. I also found out that unfortunately my first crush didn't feel the same way as I did about them. Now at first this did hurt, especially because when I first brought up that I did have feelings for this person, they couldn't bring themselves to tell me how they truly felt. However, thinking about it, I do believe I was for the best, and I do think we were better off as friends anyway. Now moving on to everyone's favourite year, 2020. Now actually, 2020 actually got off to quite a good start for me because I ended up going on holiday to New York with my friend Kieran. We had such an amazing time, and it meant a lot because this was actually the first time I've been abroad with a friend without college or without my family. So it felt like such a great achievement, and it felt like such a great step towards my independence. However, after New York, this is basically when things started to go downhill. My sister ended up crashing the car into a farmer's field, meaning the car had to be written off, which was quite a stressful time for everybody. And also then that's when the worldwide pandemic hit, forcing the world into lockdown, which basically put both mine and my sister's careers, as well as many others, on hold. So how have I been keeping myself busy during lockdown? Well, basically by making daily TikTok videos, doing home workouts, speaking to my friends over Zoom, as well as a few other things, which kind of brings us up to today. Thanks very much guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed looking back at the last 5 years of my life. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and until next time, keep smiling. Bye bye.